Hey, they say they want that raw, but we about to give them all this real shit. Yo, turn your notifications on and subscribe to the channel, talking that real shit. It don't matter where you at or where you from, cause Real Raw Radio gon' get it done, And it don't matter where you at or where you from, cause Real Raw Radio gon' get it done, Hey, tell a friend, go tell a friend, go tell a friend, Miss J Perez, she back at it again. Hey, tell a friend, go tell a friend, go tell a friend, Miss J Perez, she back at it again.
First and foremost, this is Real Raw Radio Podcast. It's Jay Perez, and I got Smart with me. Mr. Motivational Speaker, Mr. I'ma box you the fuck up. Let me tell you something. I seen you on Instagram a while back before I really knew who you were. And you were giving out sneakers. Mad sneakers. Just out to the people that I guess they were homeless or
No.
They were homeless?
It wasn't homeless. It was just whoever wanted to I get some sneakers. From Harlem. That was my
Talking to Mike.
From Harlem. That was my neighborhood, so we wanted to do a giveaway. Just wanted to give back because a lot of people, comment on the sneakers that I always buy and stuff like that. And I see people sneaker culture is really popular.
Very.
And sneakers are valuable, right? So what better way to show that I got love for my hood than to give away really, really expensive pair of sneakers?
Yo, when I seen that guy, you don't even understand. I was like, that's what got me into who he was. For just giving back, because you don't really see too many people giving back at all. Whether if it's to their hood, not their hood, or people just are selfish. And I'm gonna say people are selfish because there's a lot of selfish people out there. But that was dope.
No, for sure. And we did a food drive the following week, and then we're getting ready to do a big coat drive. So we're gonna give away 100 coats and jackets to people in need, and we want to continue to do community work and giveaways, but to bring the community together, right? So I'm a firm believer in you have to meet people where they are. So a lot of people left, different comments, and there were 2 comments that couldn't be, maybe not positive, and they said, hey, you should have gave out some books or whatever. And I'm like, the kids in the projects where I'm from don't want to read no books. They want to wear sneakers.
Right, that's a fact.
And, if you give them something that they want, it allows you to establish a relationship or a line of communication or a bridge where they could be, maybe later on down the line, open to hearing some information out of a book, and then seeing how that information could be applied to their life. And then after that, the next step could be possibly receiving that book once they understand the value that's in that book.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, you're so articulate. It's so dope. Because I've watched some of your other interviews and stuff, and how you break things down, even with the industry. Because I know you do music.
Yeah. It's tough.
This is a rough industry.
This industry is and I'm not a part of the industry anymore. I'm working on creating my own industry, and you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate, and if you're not knowledgeable about the business of music in its entirety, then you won't know how to advocate or negotiate things that's conducive to your brand's, elevating or making money and shit, right? So most people pay for what they don't know, and a lot of artists, a lot of content creators, such as myself, such as yourself, they're chasing something that catching it requires them to lose the most vital aspect of themselves, right? Call it your soul, call it your morals, call it your values, call it your principles, but that's definitely something that you'll lose acquiring success in that said industry, right? Because the music business is designed to push an agenda, some satanic, some racial and racist, right? Mm-hmm. So we're chasing something that is designed to destroy, not build, uplift, and elevate, right? So the only way for us to truly have success is to create our own industry, right? Like, you know, it's tough if you don't know how to, right? And a lot of times, you know, content creators suffer because they don't understand what the business is. What does it mean to be on? How do you become successful? You know, how do you climb this ladder of success and still keep yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And record execs, record labels, and managers and A&Rs, they're not gonna, entertainment lawyers and accountants and the people who really make the most of the money, they're not gonna make you privy to what this game is really about. Mm-hmm. So I think the most important thing that people need to understand is how to monetize and how to make money off of what, you know, the content they create. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you guys, you know, have a beautiful setup here, right? And, you know, I would move away from the word, and I'm saying this because I want every interview that I do to leave footprints. Mm-hmm. Right, I want every interview, every piece of content that I do to leave footprints. Right, you know, one of my biggest inspirations in terms of music is Tupac. Right, and I used to watch his interviews and like, wow, like, okay, I get it. Right, like he's leaving something behind. He's leaving a trail. He's not blazing a trail and then covering the road. Right. Like he's you know, because some people, they blaze the trail then they cover the road. Right, so you know, Pac left footprints, and so Smart is going to leave footprints. Right. So you guys got a beautiful setup. I would go away from, and make sure you keep this. Don't edit this information out.
No editing.
Right, good. You know, I would move away from the word podcast and focus more on like radio, media company, et cetera, right? And radio makes 100% of their profits, or you know, close to that, off of advertisement, right? So, and they're not, you know, you don't charge a guest to come on, right? So if you got a video, and I watched your interviews, I love the videos.
Thank you.
And I saw, you know, 20 minutes, 41 minutes. So you know, you're averaging a little under an hour, right? So within that hour, a person's attention span is only between 2 and 5 minutes. 5 minutes if you got something really, really good. Like really, I mean, like 5 minutes is like 5 hours, right? Mm-hmm. So you got between 2 and 5 minutes. 5 minutes if you got something legendary. 2 minutes if you got something above average. And a minute if you got something decent. And 3 seconds if you just got content. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm swiping. I'm scrolling, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to create kind of like this timeline on every video, right? So imagine we're looking at this video. Okay, the beginning and the intro. You're coming on. You're talking about your sponsors, right? It's people who pay money. You're talking about your merchandise, which you should be wearing, right? You know, because you know you are who you are, and you know you're on this platform, right? So you got your merch, and then you let people know, hey, the merch is for sale. That's your first commercial. Every other commercial should come, you know, maybe, let's say 2 slots per minute. And you figure out where you want to enter the slot based upon the content. Because commercials have to be strategically inserted into the video, and it has to be cohesive with the content.
Right.
Right? So now, every video, you got, let's say you got 40 minutes. You got 2 ads every minute, right? So you got about 80 commercials. Right, you got about 80 commercials because you're giving 2 per minute. You get 40 minutes, right? 40 times 2 is 80, right? So you got about, you know, commercials only have to be between, not even, that's too long. Commercials got to be like 5 seconds, 5, 7, 15 seconds the most, because you don't want to interrupt with the content. Because if somebody's really, and all your content has to be like this, right? Like valuable, right? It's gonna add value to the person who's watching it. Has playback value, and everybody has different playback value, right? Some people have playback value because they were funny, informative. If it's a girl, she was attractive, right? Sexy, right?
Right. Somebody just want to watch her.
Right. So your ads run 15 seconds. Between 5, 10, and 15 seconds. So now you got to add. Now you have an ad monetization chart. So when you're reaching out to smaller brands, you say, "Hey, Kirkland." Shout out to Kirkland Water, right? It's a free ad. You got one next time. But shout out to Kirkland Water, right? Man, I always get cotton mouth when I'm on these interviews, and I need some Kirkland Water. That's it. Right? That's $25 because that was an in-video advertisement. In-video advertisement is more than on the video advertisement because you're interrupting it, right? So that'd be you might charge $10 or $5. You make it affordable. $5 between $5 and $75 for your ad slots. So now that way you're monetizing, you're making real-time money off of the content you're creating, aside from whatever they don't pay you on views and streams and watch time. Yeah.
That was very informative. I feel like I learned something today. I think we all did because we were like really paying attention. But that's really, really dope. How did you like learn all of this stuff?
I mean, just applying myself, right? Mm-hmm. And wanting to be, successful, right? And I remember, getting out of prison and, going to Barnes and Nobles from open to close, right? And I would look up All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald Pasman. Came out with 10 editions. And I would read that front to back to front, right? Marketing, SEO, search engine optimization, Forbes magazine, you name it, anything pertaining to this business, I'm reading because I'm hungry because I want to know, right? And I'm a hustler, unfortunately, but fortunately, I sold crack before I got into this business, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I never hustled for nobody. So it was a very humbling initial encounter with the music business because it's like I have to rely on somebody to think if I'm hot or put me on or, man, fuck that, this can't be right. I know I'm talented. I know I'm attractive. I mean, more girls say yes than no. So what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it has to be some type of. It has to be a second option. I can't just say, nobody's paying attention, so I don't matter, right? Okay, we're on 75th Street. Nobody's buying crack over there. Hey, somebody gonna buy it on 55. Mm-hmm. Somebody getting high, right? So I just always believed in myself. So that kind of led to me organically. Getting the information I needed to be successful and thrive in the business before I started to create my own business and, create my own industry. Way before I went viral and, stuff talking about like people selling their soul. This shit is real. But I was experiencing that then. And the reason why I didn't climb that ladder because I wasn't willing to be a homosexual, right? And I wasn't willing to practice magic or make low vibrational music, right? And or make self-hate music, right? I love black people. My ops look more like Porky the Pig than Michael Jordan, right? Porky the Pig meaning police officers.
Absolutely.
Right?
12. Yeah.
So I'm saying all to say this. I was honest. And some, one of my mentors told me a long time ago. He was like, if you truly thirsty, you're going to find where the fuck the water is. If you cold, you really cold as a motherfucker, you're going to figure out how to get about that motherfucker, right? So, and I think you have to be authentic with your hunger. You have to be authentic with your, with your thirst. Like, do you really want to be successful? And then what does that success look like? And then you ask yourself that question internally until you start to develop, an answer, right? And then now you start to vibrate, right? So I say, this is one of my mantras, right? That I created. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes a vibration, right? That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So like I said, if you're thirsty enough, you'll find the water. You'll find the water now. Right? Now that thought of where the water at, that's a vibration. Now it's gonna attract Kirkland pure water.
Another free ad.
Yeah, it's gonna it's gonna attract that Kirkland to you, right? So, and then you're gonna start to identify resources needed, resources you already have, resources you don't need, right? Relationships you need to establish, relationships that can't be established because you elevating is conflict of interest for people who don't want to see you have any interest in what you're doing, right? So yeah.
So when you say that you're building your own industry, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, of course, 1,000,000%. Building streaming services, informing the people. I'm working on a couple streaming services now. Not at liberty to give out the names, right? But working on some streaming services, and I'm working religiously on just informing people, especially the content creators, right? That's why I gave you that whole spiel of the monetization model and how you make money. Because if you're in power, I don't need to go to Breakfast Club. I don't need to go to Hot 97. I don't need to go to 105. I don't need to be on MTV because my peers are just as big. And, we have to learn how to grow, develop, and network horizontal and not vertical, right? Horizontal meaning peer to peer, right? Like, you giving me a young Angie Martinez vibes, okay? So, right, Angie in the morning, right?
Right.
So I have to view you as that. You have to view yourself as that. And, you got to be in that frame of mind and make your platform exude that level of power and importance because you're powerful and you're important, and we all are, right? So that's, informing the people and being consistent with every piece of the content. I'm not going to come on here and talk about some beef that I don't have, a girl that I don't want to fuck, right? I don't do interviews like that. I'm not, we could talk about music, but I'd rather talk about, my mindset that helped me to stop being negative and maintain a consistent positive outlook to create music and how to center myself. I'm going through something right now, but I got to pull back because I'm a professional, right? And I know the devil comes at the beginning of the race, the middle of the race, and at the end of the race and after the race. He comes at the beginning of the race to discourage you and with shit that ain't even come yet.
Right.
He's at the middle of the race to discourage you to stop you because you're getting closer to the finish line. He's at the very ending of the race because you're about to cross over. You're 2 inches away. You're about to get to where you need to be, right? So he's trying his best to stop you, and then he comes after you. You finish the race because now it's a test on your humility, your ego. Are you gonna cover the road, or that you just blaze the trail? Are you gonna cover the road, or are you gonna show people how you got there, and who you gonna give credit to? Yourself?
As you should.
No, as you shouldn't.
Why?
You're gonna give credit to God.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah.
You're gonna give credit to the Father, the Supreme Father. You're gonna give credit to God. Because if God gave you the lungs to breathe, He gave you the beautiful feet to run the race. You see? He gave you the discernment to differentiate between the devil's whisper and your own personal voice. Because the devil has no power. We give the devil power by listening to the lies that he says. That's why the devil is a liar. And if you believe the lie, you'll be lying next to him in hell.
That was a good one because, we all go through things. You said that you're going through something right now, but you have to be professional, right? So I was kind of going through something before coming here too, and we were just talking about the whole emotion and the vibration and controlling your emotion and stuff, because I find it hard sometimes because I deal with a lot of emotion, and even though I really try to control and not allow it to interfere with what I have going on, but sometimes it's hard, and it's just like how can you program your, not even program, but how can you change that vibration?
Well, it's very simple. It's just the thought, right? Like, so first thing I said is how you think creates how you feel. Before anything happens, it's a thought. Before you feel bad, before you feel happy, before you feel scared, before you feel horny, before you feel angry, before you feel sleepy, whatever, it's a thought first. It's a thought, right? So, you know, you control everything by how you think, not even how you look at it, right? You could be completely delusional. So how you look at it doesn't matter. It's how you think, right? So you're feeling whatever way you're feeling because you're thinking a certain way. So I'm, you know, even for myself personally, right? Like I'm going through something right now, and you know, I'm searching my mind. I'm searching my thoughts. You know, my brain is like a hotel, and my thoughts are tenants. Somebody in here ain't supposed to be here. Somebody here card decline. Somebody here got, hold on, man, security. Wait a minute, which floor is this motherfucker on? Okay, I hit. There's no smoking in my hotel. Okay, there's no loud, obnoxious pets allowed. Oh, wait a minute. Management. Yeah, Todd, we're here. We found the issue. Okay, it's the tall, short, bald-headed guy with dreads on the third floor. Okay, in room AAA /1545. Really? Got him. Evicted. Right? You gotta take a step back, right? In order to do that, you gotta be still. You gotta it's hard to do, right? Because we moving. And the devil, you know, the devil wants to, no, keep moving. No, no, chill out. You know what? I'm gonna breathe for a second. Let me just breathe. Why am I feeling this way? Oh, you thought. I have no connection to the thoughts, though. I have no attachment to the thoughts. I have no feelings, but it's not, you know, it's not even how you look at things, right? It's just what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I don't care where the thought came from. I don't care why. I'm not even analyzing it. I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm protected. I'm loved. I'm great. I'm protected. I'm blessed. 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 I'm loved. I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm protected. I'm loved. I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm protected. I'm loved. I'm great. I'm protected. I'm blessed. 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 I'm loved. I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm protected. 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 I'm loved. I'm great. I'm protected. I'm blessed. I'm loved. I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm protected. I'm loved. Yeah, I know the camera's rolling. I know the purified. I know the Kirkland water's on the table. I know there's a sexy lady to the left of me. Okay, yeah, I know that. I know there's people in the room. I know there's cameras rolling, but I don't care. I need a moment for myself. I'm blessed. I'm protected. I'm blessed. I'm loved. I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm protected. I'm loved. I'm great. I'm right. I'm gonna take that moment. I don't care. I'm gonna take that moment because I know if I don't take that moment, the dangers of not taking that moment is too high. And it's so simple to take that moment. If you knew you were gonna get into a fucking car explosion because, you know, on the FDR, you know, exit 36 was C4, and all you had to do was pull over and the National Guard was gonna come out the water and remove it, you're good. The devil knows this. So he's like, nah, you gotta get there now, girl. No, hold up. Right? I'm going to take that moment because I know how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. I know this. I know it. And just because I know it, it doesn't let me off the hook. I have to apply it. And I just did. So I feel a little better.
You made me feel better.
Right?
Like, did you feel that? No, seriously. As many times as he said it with like that feeling that he said it, I feel like it just really lifted my heart. Like,
I could have been doing it for yourself at the same time.
I was definitely doing it for myself.
No, and I felt it.
That's what I said.
You know what I mean?
How I know it because you was in the feeling.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and again, like, this is, and, you know, and this is why I've been going viral, because it's just being real, and that's just God speaking to the people through me, right? And it's maintenance. I don't care how beautiful your smile is. You got to brush your teeth every day. If you don't, your breath is going to stink. Okay? You got to brush. You got to brush. God, this has to be applied, right? And when you understand the application, that's the marathon. How long can you maintain applying this level of optimism? How long can you maintain applying this level of positivity while you're doing what you're doing? Because what you're doing is the marathon. You're running towards your dreams and your goals, and you're trying to get there, right? And when you feel dehydrated, when you get a little cramp, you take that moment. I had to take it just now because I know, okay, yeah, I get it. And this is segue into my story a little bit, right? But I get it. Mother was a drug addict, didn't know my father, not close with my brothers. I'm fighting. Yeah, I get it. The wise man is like cancer in the land of fools. Yeah, I get it. But I'm gonna get somewhere. I'm gonna be somebody. I'm gonna leave my mark. They're gonna remember who the fuck I am. Right? So I know this is part of the work. This is all part of the journey. So everything I do. And another thing is, I believe every action is the lawyer for your soul in God's court when you die. So every deed is like testimony. So when I'm dead, right, and I'm dead and I'm gone, I'm in God's court, and I'm standing there with my soul, all beautiful, black, and strong. And my lawyer is pleading the case. Hey, God, I think you let him into heaven. Did you see the interview he did on Real World Radio? Mm-hmm. So I got to make sure, I'm leaving something behind. Every day is an opportunity to create long-lasting legacy. I'm going to live something about 108 years old. Pardon me, 118. So I got a lot of time to plead my case. So do you. So do we, us all, right? Mm-hmm. So when we understand that, it's a level of, okay, since it's urgency, seriousness, okay, let's do this, right? And I feel like I'm elevating. I'm getting to where I need to be, and it's been a long journey for me. It's been long. I'm not no fake rapper. I'm not pretending. It's been very, very hard, grueling, and long because I wanted to do it the right way, right? I wanted to do it the right way, and the route to the devil is instant gratification. The devil is instant gratification, and God is delayed gratification. You're not being denied. You're just being delayed, and that delay is preparation. See? That delay, you're being prepared. So when you get there, you do right by your position. When you get there, you help people. When you get there, you help your family. When you get there, you spread the word of God to uplift people. Not just some personal, me. Nah, it wasn't you, because God could have snapped his finger, winked his eye, or blew, and you'd have been out of here. You understand? So, that's what, and for me, that's what I'm understanding. God was preparing me. You say, well, damn, you speak well, you articulate. Well, I got a GED in prison in an 8th grade education. I had a stuttering problem. I went to special ed. I was retarded, stupid, dumb, really, right? So how am I so articulate, right? Where am I getting this information from? Because this is really no plagiarism. It's really my thoughts and my sayings and how I view things and how I conceptualize things. So that's God, right? God using me, right? And why did he delay me? Because he needed to prepare me. Because I do have a powerful voice. I'm somebody that, people do listen to. So what are they listening to? See? Mm-hmm. So I'm cognitive of that. I'm responsible with that. I understand that. People, it's not just, oh, you're a rapper, you got dope bars. No, man, our culture is in need of leadership.
It is. Right?
So we have to be responsible. Right? I'm tired of turning on the TV seeing little black boys get killed.
Yeah, me too.
I'm tired of seeing people, you got to apologize for posting a documentary, but you it's no backlash or pushback when you're promoting child pornography.
Right.
Fuck Balenciaga. Right? H&M can post a black boy is a monkey and Gucci can do blackface, but they're off the hook. But we want to attack Kanye West for saying partial truths. But whether it's partial or the whole, it's still some truth to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that too.
Right? So, so it's don't you care? Right? Don't you care about yourself, your family? Don't you care about your culture? Don't you care about ownership? You don't care about ownership? You're not tired of seeing somebody lesser than you, have more than you, but ration off what's yours, and then when you ask for more of what's yours, you get penalized and there's consequences, and you're not tired of that? And if you are, what's the way? The way is ownership, equity, creating our own industry. Because you don't see a so-called Jewish person saying, "What's up, Kike?" Okay, you guys look Spanish. I'm half Dominican. I've never seen nobody talking about, "Yo, what's up, Spick? Yo, Spick, yo, but." Right?
Yeah.
We don't see that, right? So why are we so in love with this word nigga? Why are we so in love with op and drill music, and you don't kill white people? You don't shoot Chinese people? You don't spin the block on Indian people? It's only your people? Shit, I mean, I'd be for drill if there's a little more diversity. Chocolate Man can't be the only man being smoked here, okay? Right? So it has to be a reason for that. And what I'm saying is, these companies, these media companies, they strategically create content and platforms to keep us in like the lowest vibration possible, because we can't elevate and rise when that happens. Okay, so we have a cultural responsibility to create content that's gonna uplift the people. You can be funny and conscious, right? You can be sexy and smart, right? You can be smart and gangster. Okay. Yeah.
How long have you did your bid for?
Oh man, I've been in and out the system for my whole life. Jesus. My whole life. You know what I mean? My first charge was no charge because my mother put a pins warrant out on me.
What the hell? How? Why?
Yeah. Man, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like, a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. No support from my mother. Sometimes I wish I would have came from a different pussy. C-section. Even in birth, she didn't push me. Even in birth, she didn't. Every other week, you got a new man in the house. You got the nerve to point to him like he the man of the house. And they all wanted me to call him dad. So, I'm confused. I got beat until I was black and blue. You wonder why I'm in school acting a fool, cutting class, picking fights. I couldn't follow the rules. Free lunch won't cut it. I'm still hungry. I need food. So I hooked up with Daryl to sell weed now. Mama, I'm making moves. Yeah, mama, I'm making moves. Yeah, mama, I'm making moves. You put a pins warrant out, left me in the system, plus you ain't called back. That ain't love. What you call that? If you ain't want a son, mama, shit, you should have left me in that bullshit.
Damn.
My daddy dick. Two sides to the story. Yeah, I know, but I ain't having it. Too many demons inside I got to battle with. Fuck whoever trying to play devil's advocate. Because y'all don't understand how real this is. I was just a kid. I was only 5. I had to look my mama in the eyes, half sleep, half high. And you wonder why I'm outside, smoking weed, pistol in my pocket, throwing up gang signs. It's because you a junkie, mama. You a junkie. How you gonna demand respect? I guess you beat me because I look like the man that left. A spitting image of my daddy, huh? That's why you slap me? Can nothing please you? You ain't never happy. Straight A's on report cards, getting ripped. Christmas, birthdays, I ain't get shit. Every man I see you with, call you bitch. This is what I deal with? Yeah. That's what I deal with. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. It feels like God cursed me and my brothers, because all I do is suffer. And the pain came from my mother. A rose won't grow from this concrete. Tupac, you tripping. The roots getting pulled out, pedals getting stepped on. You came home high, beat me half to death. Said that I slept wrong. It's bloody tampons, empty bottles of liquor, cracked valves on the same bed I slept on. How the fuck could I sleep wrong? You got me laying on the bed I could barely even sleep on. Bottles on the floor, roaches on the wall. I'm looking at the sky like Allah deserved more, but God gave me this talent. All I wanted was love. My father wanted to fuck. My mother thought it was love. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. So that was, you know what I mean? Like, so the that was the thing, right? Like, the pins warrant, the pins warrant is like, my mom's, she had abusive, the context for that was, man, she was in multiple relationships, but an abusive relationship, a really, really bad one. And the guy had this thing, because I just wouldn't call none of them daddy. I knew these motherfuckers wasn't my daddy. Calling you daddy. You feel me? And you phony as fuck anyway. You trying to get cool with my mom. Fuck all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So she was in a really, really bad, domestic violence thing. And he had beat my mom's really bad one time. And I remember I was gonna kill this nigga, bro. I was gonna kill him. And, you know, I got a gun. I'll never forget this. I got a gun. I asked some older coach. Damn, it's crazy. This was like, you know, I never said this on camera too, so this is exclusive. We was living in Brooklyn at the time, Schenectady, and I had some friends in Albany Projects. I was 11 years old. And I just remember I went to the projects. I was asking him, I was like, I need a gun. I'm gonna kill his now. I need a gun. I just wanted to kill him. So, you know, I get my hands on the gun. So now I'm so focused. I'm like, I'm gonna walk in the crib. I'm not nervous. I'm not calm. I'm not excited. I'm just like so like, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna shoot the shit out this motherfucker. I'm gonna kill him. Right? So, you know, I get in the house. He's in the room. I'm taking a deep breath. I walk into the room. I open the door. I level the gun, and I just close my eyes. You know what I mean? And my mom, she jumps out. And it's almost like she's ready to jump in front of him. And when I open my eyes, I just see my mom's in front of him, like shielding him, right? Mm-hmm. And it just fucked me up. Like so bad, I just felt crazy. I dropped the gun, and when I dropped the gun, he looked at the gun, he looked at me, and he just ran, grabbed the gun, and just beat the shit out of me, right? Like, right? And I just, and he was. I mean, I think he was trying to kill me. He was beating the shit out of me, but I didn't feel anything. I just was so fucked up that I saw my mother, you know, choose him over me, like basically jump in front of him, right? And I'm like, my mother never protected me. She never protected me. She would beat me, lock me in closets, do all types of crazy shit to me. So to have her choose this motherfucker over me, it did something to me. And I think that was like the final ounce of love that I had for my mother that she took from me for her. And, you know, right after that, you know, we went to the precinct. She told the police. Thank God they got rid of the gun. And she said, yo, you know, he can't live here. I'm afraid of him. And, you know, she had, you know, Penn's warrant later on, I found out, but she signed some paper, you know, and they said if you get in any trouble, just let us know and we'll take him. I get into a fight. Like months later, I get into a fight. I'm still on the Penn's warrant. Side note, mothers out there, never choose no motherfucking man over your son, bro.
Never.
Fuck, man. Like, you know what I mean? And so I get into a fight and you know, I'm in court, right? And they about to release me in the first charge, you know, so fight, whatever. I beat the kid up bad. And so the judge is like, so you're going to take him? No, Your Honor, I can't. I'm afraid of him. He hits me. I said, what? I never, I looked at my mom, was like, what? And being that I was I had the Penn's warrant out, they put me right into the system. So that was my, you know, that was my.
How old was you?
I was going on 12. You know what I mean? So the thing about it is, a lot of people who eventually get to Sparford, which I, you know, went to, C-74, Horizons, Tryon, Harlem Valley, then, you know, then Rikers Island, Beacon, and then, you know, downstate, and then Comstock, and then Clinton, and then Green, right? Like Bear Hill, right? You know, all that comes with that initial disconnect from the family a lot of times, right? Mm-hmm. And the system kind of loses you. In order for you to survive in the system, you got to be a certain way. So I've been in the system my whole life, but I don't think I ever was a bad kid. I just think I had a bad start, and parents who did a horrible job of you know, parenting, you know, so that led to me going to prison and selling drugs and being this so-called tough guy. And a lot of so-called tough guys won't say this, right? Like, you know, it starts at home. It starts as a kid. Nobody wants to go to jail. Jail is whack. Nobody wants to be on parole. 5 years, category 1. You pissing in the cup. You got to show this man your dick, and he looking at your dick. He looking like he's sweet. Like, weird shit. You got to, you know, stick your head out the window, let parole know you're there. Yeah, I'm home. Like, nobody want to go through that shit. Every time police go by, you want curfew. It, like, that shit don't pay. That's why I respect these so-called rappers talking about drill and killing all that, when y'all motherfuckers don't want to do nothing with this time.
Right.
You know? So, you know, I'm saying all to say this, like, my life has been a fucking journey, but the journey was the preparation aspect, because how could I speak and have people listen if they don't sense some type of authenticity, right? How can I rap and you really feel me if you don't really feel? When I rap and I say something, you can feel it because it's real. It's me. It's my story.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm talking about God, because when you really in the street, you see demons. We ain't talking about demon time. You see demons and you see shit. So you either gonna get real evil and satanic or real spiritual. One or the other. You know what I mean? So yeah.
You see spirits?
Not. I mean, I don't want to sound like weird and shit. We got to be.
No, like ghosts. I mean, because there are spirits.
I think that I see vibrations. I would say vibrations. My discernment is I read the energy that people project out. Yeah.
And being incarcerated in and out and stuff, how did you get to the point where you are now, being so vocal and educating people? Like, how did you become so motivation? Like, what clicked going through everything? Because I would have been like that when I was a kid.
Well, it's like, it's an old saying, each one teach one, right? And in order to keep it, you got to give it away, right? So the more and more I talk about this shit, like, he caught on to it. He said, yo, he do that shit for himself. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for myself, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know what I mean? So the more you the more you help people, the more you're getting help, the more you're creating good karma. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just how the universe works, right? So, I wanted to live. I got to a point. Oh man, that's a pain laugh, I call it, right? You just laugh like, God damn. I remember being in Southport Box. I was in Southport Box, and I cut 2 guys, and I'm doing 2 years. I got 2 years. I'm doing 2 years in a hole, and I'm sitting in Southport Box, and I'm like, I'm going crazy. I want to kill myself. I want to die, right? I just gave up on life. I just gave up, like, man, fuck this shit. I can't win. That's how I know God is real, because the devil beat me. At that time, he beat me. I gave up. I was like, man, okay, I fold. Poker, fuck that. You got too much shit, fuck it. Take it, right? And I gave up. And, God, like, showed me a glimpse of, like, yo, look, man, this for a reason.
2 years in the box.
Yeah, 2.
Do you know how mind fucking that shit is?
Oh,
like,
man.
I could like,
you know what I'm saying?
That hurts me.
Yeah.
To even.
But when we finish that point, right? I gave up. That's why having a relationship with God is so important, right? Because I gave up. I quit. I gave up, and I accepted. Like, I accepted, just whatever it was gonna be, right? If I'm gonna have to be an animal, killer, whatever. Fuck this. It's over. If they let me out this box, I'm gonna kill the first person. If it's I don't give a fuck who it is. The first person I get it close enough to, I'm killing them. Fuck it. It's over. I don't care. And God had showed me, like, yo, look, man, like, nah, man, like, it's just for a reason. And when he showed me that, I wanted to live. Then I wanted to live. Then it was like, oh, fuck that. Word? A word? Nah, I want to live. Fuck that. I take that back. I want to live. I want to live. I want to live. Fuck. Let me take it. I'm sorry, God. Forgive me, please. I want to live. And I started reading books. I started educating myself. I started meditating. I started praying more. And then I found out about the story of Solomon. And Solomon prayed for wisdom, right? So I asked God. I prayed. I asked God. I said, give me intelligence. That's why my name is Smart, right? But I prayed for wisdom. I prayed for, because if I had the information, I could fix myself. I knew nobody was going to fix me. But if God gave me knowledge and I was intelligent and I was wise and I had wisdom, then I could fix myself and deal with this pain that I was dealing with. So that's why. That's where this came from.
I really, if I had I'd take that shit off. That's when you say that this journey was not easy.
Yeah.
I could only, because I don't know all your life, but the bits and pieces that you say and I visualize. Did you grow up in the 80s?
No.
90s. Yeah, 80s, 90s. That shit was rough. It was a big crack era. My father was on crack too. My mother was negligent. I didn't have no parents. I was in the streets at 9.
Shout out to the crack babies. We winning. We-
and it took me, oh my God, it took me a long time to fight that trauma and not allow that stuff to affect my child, because I have one kid. He's 16, you know, and he's a young black, you know, Puerto Rican kid, and I feel for it. I fear for him.
See, but no. Listen, no. Listen, let me tell you.
Go ahead.
You don't fear for him. You love him. You prophesize prosperity over him.
Right.
See, beating this and breaking this cycle is not thinking the thoughts that your mother thought that led to that addiction. Me not thinking the thoughts that my mother thought that led to that abuse. How you think, it doesn't. Listen, the universe got no fucking picks. See? So they say kids pay for the sins of their parents. But what are those sins? Those sins are a lot of times those thoughts. Right? So, you know, I had to deal with abandonment issues. I had to deal with so many things. And, at one point in my life, I was a playboy, right? I want all these girls, but that's the surface, right? Underneath it was, I was looking for the love from a woman that my mother never gave me, right? So, every nut felt like a hug my mother never gave me, right? But it wasn't sustainable. So I kept chasing something I couldn't catch. So I had to understand that, no, I'm not going to get a mother's love from a woman. I'm going to get a woman's love from a woman, and it's just as powerful, right? Just as healing and just as sustainable, right? But I had to learn the difference, right? And that was all part of my personal healing, right? But in order to heal, you have to understand what's creating the trauma, what's creating the sickness, right? Or creating the disease, right? It's the thoughts. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. You cultivate your life, your son's life, just by how you think about your life, your son's life, and life in general, right? So if you truly want to move forward and get past those demons, you just have to get past the thoughts that summon those demons.
Yeah. I like that. I want that quote on my mirror. But yeah, I have a great relationship with my son. And it's so different than my upbringing. And I know people don't understand our relationship, and it's not for them to understand. But we have our house is like the sacred place for us. You know, There's always love there. We never go to bed angry. We if we're upset at something, we talk it out. Like, we just have like this whole big structure that was just very different from my upbringing. And I think I wanted to definitely change that narrative and not have the generational ongoing issue. I don't like to call it a curse because it just makes me feel weird. But yeah, I had to stop it. And I didn't have my son but so young. I was 26 when I got pregnant. So I think I waited, a good age to have a child. And I only have one because if I would have had a child now, I feel that would take away from him, because then I would need help. And that's not fair for him. And when I hear stories that's like similar to mine and just yours, I'm so grateful that I'm able to provide. I don't want to get it all choked up. I'm able to provide a certain type of life, not monetary or nothing, but just within, and just give them something different.
Yeah. I mean, because I want to add to that, right? Like, mothers represent the physical, flesh form of that child's self-esteem, right? So much you're gonna teach him about life by just your presence. Right? So everything you program into him is going to be his point of reference as he grows into a strong, a strong young man and a stronger man, and eventually a father himself, right? Yeah. And the healing you need is going to come from him. The love you give him, the giving of that love is going to seem and feel like receiving love. Yeah. He loves you. He's going to give you love, right? We get that, right? But the love you give him, just the act of you giving him the love is going to feel like you're getting love back and received. Because it's healing. It's healing. Yeah, your child represents your healing, too.
That's dope. I didn't even think of it like that, but that just reminded me. I'm going to hug him when I get home.
I'm trying to tell you.
And let me tell you something. I feel like having a son from a mother, and I'm not taking away from daughters or anything, it's just a special kind of connection. It's very different. And I'm really grateful because I've wanted a boy. I've always wanted a son. Oh my God. And I got him.
For sure. And God, and God has blessed you with that, right?
Absolutely.
And now, again, you're not fearing for his life. You're prophesizing prosperity over his life, right? And you understand that his relationship with God comes with protection, right?
Right.
And as a man, his role is to be what? The head of the household, the provider. But how does he become the head of the household? He gets provision from God. God gives man provision. And through that provision, he takes care of the family. So as the mother, you're not enabling him, limiting him, or hindering him from that position. You prepare him for it, but you let him know that he's going to get his power, his provision from God. And the protection that he gets from God, if I'm betting my money on God or a bullet, man, I'm sorry, man. I think the bullet's going to take second place.
Shout out to God.
Yeah, G-O-D.
Yeah. Big God, not the little one.
Sure.
So, okay, because I know like the time is running, and I feel like I could talk to you for hours, but we didn't really touch too much on your music, but
No, that's it. That was the music.
Listen,
That is the
I
music.
love your music.
No, I'm just saying, hold on. It's not, listen, let me tell you something. It's not a lot of music out, right? Because I had record deals and shit like that. So, I had to, a lot of my music got pulled down, and a lot of albums, I just couldn't put out music for a little period of time. So it's no real music out. You know what I mean? Like, it's and, we don't have, there's no music out like that, right? Like, I got a Drug Song, which is on Apple Music. A lot of freestyles and me rapping and stuff like that. But real meat and potatoes, that music is not out yet, right? We're in the studio, we're creating it. But it's not just about with me the music, right? But I rap for you, right? Like, so you can hear like, okay, this is what he on.
I already heard you say some stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm on, you know what I'm saying? So we got Drug Song, which is out now on Apple Music. So you type in my name, Smart, and then Drug Song. Got a bunch of blue hundreds on me, right? That joint. It's a good record. It's been out for some time, 2 years now. People like, yo, 2 years? Yeah, 2 years, right? When you're independent, you gotta work the record. And I saw an interview with a guy, and he had alluded to like going to Germany and doing different shows and stuff like that. Every artist, you gotta understand that music is just a marketing tool for the products you own, promote, services you provide, or services you promote. So the guy, he had a song called, what was it, 100 Bottles? Bottle Girls.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. He's talking about, okay.
What's the
Paper.
guy?
Paper.
His name is Paper? Shout out to Paper. So Paper should have had a bottle with Paper's name on it, promoting either a drink, a spirit that he has, alcohol, right? Or some type of a company that provides that, or something conducive to that. So a lot of times, if you don't have no product that you're selling, right? Product I'm selling now is motivation. That's why I give you that spiel, mantras and shit, right? The music just promotes the products. A lot of artists never make it because they don't understand the purpose of music and how music is utilized in business. So they think the song is the product. They think the song is the product. So does McDonald's make money off of I'm loving it or the Big Mac and fries? Okay, you gotta get the Big Mac and fries now. Okay,
Yeah.
Imagine you singing I'm loving it. You're like yeah. So you go to the counter at McDonald's, right? Yo, yeah, hey, what do you want? Give me a I'm loving it. Like, what the fuck you talking about? No. I want a number 3. Yeah. I'm loving it. That's what I want. No. Okay, we get that you like the what we got here, right?
Right.
But what do you want? No, I'm loving it. What? Like, no, there's a product, there's burgers, fries, there's a Big Mac, there's chicken McNuggets, there's a Happy Meal. There's even toys with the Happy Meal, right? So music is just I'm loving it. The product is the burger and fries. Okay? So, and that's something I learned, right? Like, you gotta have fucking products, and then you gotta be consistent when promoting that product. Then you got to have financial goals attached to those products. Content calendar, right? You have to have a content calendar, which is the calendar of, all the content you're going to create from Monday to Sunday, utilizing media. Then you need a reinforcement calendar because you got to stay motivated, right? You got to be pumped up to have high levels of productivity. And then you need a revenue calendar, which is your financial goals you set for your content. That's the business of music.
Yeah.
In its entirety, right there.
And production.
Yeah, right? But production is like art. It's subjective, right? So meaning you don't worry about what you don't have. Amplify what you already have. Don't worry about what you don't have, because if you don't have it, you don't need it. Everything you have, you everything you need, you already have. And if you don't have it, you just want it. And want is a distraction. Need is a necessity. Okay, so you understand that, because a lot of times we content shame ourselves. Oh, this edit is not as good. The audio, the mic should have been like this. Nah, like fuck that. I'm here. I'm creating this content. This shit is dope. Fuck it. I'm packaging it. And if you buy it, you fuck with me. And I'm only fucking with people who fuck with me. And if you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you. We gonna fuck with each other, and we gonna go and we gonna win. That's how music business thrives, right? Next point is the money aspect of it. Record labels get their money from banks. So you say, how is he able to front me a deal, right? You have to. So record labels get their money from banks to front you in advance. So if you're trying to get a car or something like that, right? You ever leased a car or something like that, right? I got a Maserati truck outside, vroom vroom. They're gonna look for lenders to give you a loan based upon your credit. You see, record labels get money from banks. So what artists should be making sure is their FICO score is fucking close to perfect. Okay, so and then you cut the fucking label out and say, okay, let me just go to bank. Let me go to Bank of America. Let me get a simple 500 line of credit. I'm gonna pay for studio time. I'm gonna buy some T-shirts. I'm gonna make the song, put the hottest line from the song on the T-shirt, sell the fucking T-shirt, and call my homies. All the guys in the video throwing the gang signs in it. They don't do that. They don't dab no more. Sorry, they get sturdy there. I can't get sturdy. But and you're gonna sell your T-shirts, and then once the T-shirts are sold and you pay off the fucking credit card, you go back and get a higher line of credit, and those lines of credit are your advances. But if you don't have a product, you the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to, we can take time to shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out to Smart. Yo, I
Kirkland
really enjoyed him. I didn't even, and I talk a lot normally.
For sure.
But you so intrigued me just with everything. So sure. I'm probably looking mad like.
No, but see, a great interviewer. Sorry, a great interviewer, right? The interviewer, I'm an interviewer, right? They don't have to talk as much,
no.
Right? Because you're here, people want to know about the guest.
Yes.
Right? They see more of you than me because this is real world radio. Triple R's, baby. You got double R. Shout out to D and Wall. That's my guys. But now you got triple R.
Triple R. Yeah.
That might be a T-shirt right there, man. Triple
right?
R's.
Not for nothing, guys. I do need a sweatshirt. Because it's a little nippy, no?
Of course, yeah. Triple R. I like that. Triple R. Okay.
Yeah, I like that too.
For sure.
You gonna put that on your shirt?
No, because it's not my brand. but I give you a promo on my story for free.
All right.
I mean, for free. Won't charge you a dime. You know what I mean?
So where can we find you talking more, motivational stuff? Like, do you have any? I mean,
definitely on Instagram, right? The Smart Guy _ THE Smart Guy _ everything spelled the correct way. The Smart Guy _ you type my name on YouTube, a lot of my other interviews pop up, right? I'm kind of a big deal now.
You really are.
I'm starting to get viral, and 400 million views on TikTok. And I'm bragging because I did it the right way.
TikTok. Let me go to TikTok and get them.
TikTok is real.
Yeah, it is.
What's my TikTok?
What's his TikTok?
The Smart Guy _
Oh, the Smart Guy. Let me find
right, now check it. The good thing about my TikTok. Oh, she's going to TikTok. You heard that.
Yeah.
I got to see, look, damn, we slipping again, man. They got to cut a check, man. See, that's free commercials.
Hold on. Where are you?
Well, that's one of these right there. Most people reposting me. See, that's me right there.
Oh, that's you. Oh, no.
Right
well, let's tap it. Tap it. Yo, this is my shit right here.
Yeah, I'm talking. You see, I'm talking that shit. You see,
yes.
the Cartier frames on too, by the way. See the Cartier frames.
Now, I'm going to you. I'm following you.
Yeah, I got like 3 TikTok. I got the Smart Guy _ the Smart Guy _. I got a couple. Just type it. If you type in my name, shit pop up. You know what I mean? So go on YouTube, the Smart Guy _ and you see somebody looks close to me, it's probably me. So yeah, watch the shit he be talking about.
Yo, and he be boxing too. He didn't mention about the boxing, but you could tell his arms through the jacket.
No, you can't. You can tell for real.
Nah, I can.
They can tell.
I mean, I've been staring
But I'm trying to get the waves spinning. Is the waves coming in? I mean, it was raining outside. I was kind of nervous.
Your
I was like, I put the coconut oil in my hair and all that, and the grapeseed oil. I'm like, damn, I couldn't even brush.
Yeah, he smells good, by the way.
I'm saying the waves coming in. You see?
Yeah, the waves are there.
I'm working on the top. Yeah, go ahead.
But I was looking at the arms more.
Oh, word? Good, yeah. Gimnación. Oh, that's Spanish. That's Spanish for gym, right? Gimnación. How you say? You speak Spanish? That's Espanol?
Yeah, but I never.
Gimnasio. Gotta get her by the Brugada, okay? She's slipping.
No, no, Hennessy.
No, you need the Brugada and the Mama Juana.
I leave that for the Dominicans.
I'm
I'm Puerto
you,
Rican.
You gotta have them. Listen, let me tell you something. You take that. Trust me.
Nah, I know.
Change your life. You know
It's
what I
either
mean?
you want to fuck or fight with that shit.
Oh, both. All right. Okay.
hey.
Now, if you know anything.
At the same time. Now
Whoa, be your bitch.
no, but
Sorry, I had to relapse. Sorry.
I really want to thank you for coming.
Oh no, I appreciate you. Listen, and I want to thank Kirkland Purified Water
Yes.
for having us.
Right, and we didn't even drink it.
No, listen,
just there.
but listen, no. What I'm doing this because, and the reason why I did that was because you got it there. So if you got it there and it's there, right? And I never seen this company, right? So,
BJ's.
Signature too.
Oh, is this signature?
Says Kirkland Signature Purified Water. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it
a check.
does.
So those are people you reach out to. Hey, listen, Kirkland, we've been promoting you, motherfuckers, for a while now. And a lot of people have been hydrated because of you, and because of us introducing them or you to them. So if you want to keep this relationship going, and it's going pretty good, holla at the Hefe or Hefa.
All right, stay tuned for next week.
Wait. So how do you say?
Wow.
How do you say?
Go ahead.
How do you say holla at the Hefa in Spanish?
Holla at the jefa, la jefa.
How you say holla at the boss lady right now in Spanish?
Llama la jefa. Llama la jefa.
Do it.
Ahora mismo.
Wait, hold on. Ready? 1, 2.
Llama a la jefa ahora mismo.
Ahora mismo.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
what they said.
Would you say it? Llama.
Llama la jefa.
No, I want you to say. You're gonna.
Llama la jefa.
No, I want her to like.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
She was like the
Llama la jefa ahora mismo.
Yeah, like he said.
That was good.
We out. Desert Storm Radio. I'm now a part of Desert Storm Radio. Starting Thursdays, 8:00 p.m. DesertStormRadio.com. Make sure you tune in and look out for the smart guy.
Yes. And pump. Listen, Desert Storm Radio. Listen, pump your stuff too. Let me tell you something. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, remember we talked about horizontal versus vertical, right? Horizontal, you got something right here. You got a lot. Listen, you got something special right here. You build this up, and then when you build this up, your relationship with Desert Storm Radio is going to even increase, right? It's going to, it's going to grow, right? Because I'm telling you, 2023, that's the year that you're going to make your millions, right? So, you're speaking into existence.
Because I'm great, I'm powerful, I'm beautiful, I'm the next Angie Martinez, and I'm protected.
Protected. No, listen,
Protected.
I'm serious.
Hold on. No, go ahead, say that again.
No, I was. Damn, what did I say? I said I'm blessed.
I'm
I'm great. I'm
great,
blessed. I'm protected.
I'm protected.
I'm loved.
And I'm loved.
And again, let me tell you something. A lot of times people don't realize like words is like bodyguards. Because when you saying shit, you attract and you repel at the same time.
And I am the next Angie Martinez because I said that a long time ago before he said I gave him an Angie Martinez vibe.
I'm trying to tell you. Listen.
But I is Jay Perez.
Listen,
With the smart guy.
I think with that, we're gonna take this on the road. Kirkland, shout out to Kirkland.
And shout out to Real World Radio Podcast and the Smart Guy and Face the Reality Radio, Dream Team Network. We out of here.